who's been on the black side of some sharp open Sicilians against Fabiano, and it felt like things were going his way, and then the gloves came up, but because of what you said, because of well-timed counter-attacking moves by Magnus, G6 and then E5. Obviously, this was crazy. I think we're about to be joined by the champ, so let's just scoot over and get him in here. Magnus, it's I don't know where you want to be. You can be in between all of us or on the edge, your call, but you've now won 2 must-win games as black to force Armageddon. But take us through your thoughts on today's match. This felt like one that neither of you really deserved to lose, but in the end, somehow you snatched a victory.
You could look at it both ways. Like, we kind of also both deserved to lose because we made a lot of mistakes. To be fair, I think the first 2 games were quite poor. I mean, I just made a really, really childish mistake in the second game because I can only ever trade queens if his king doesn't get to the center. And I noticed immediately after I made the move that he gets this trick with king f1, and then it's quite unpleasant for me already. Or at least then I have to seize the moment to force his knight to d2. But I was so pissed at myself, and after that I think he played flawlessly. But I think the third game he just outplayed me. I mean, I didn't even feel that I played that badly, but I was just crushed. You know, losing 2 games in a row, of course, I didn't have a lot of hopes. But these Armageddon, sorry, not Armageddon games, but these must-win games with black, they never seem to be quite as straightforward as they should be. I wouldn't say that I particularly believed in it, but I thought, let's give it a shot. Like, remember, you know, complicate the game, don't be too desperate, and so on. And yeah, the opening was a dream for me, and from there on, it worked quite well.
Magnus, I have a question. Obviously, game 4 of Rapid, you have to create imbalance to play for a win because it's 2-1. But when you're playing Armageddon, I mean, some people play E4, E5, they just try to hold with black. I mean, you played Sicilian, it was a con-Sicilian, it was complicated, everybody's sitting out there looking at all the tactical possibilities. Do you have to make a conscious effort to play a Sicilian or an E4, E5 versus the opponent, or, I mean, are we overanalyzing as commentators?
I think it was more about my moods. I didn't want to get back in sort of a defensive mindset, so I was trying to treat it more like a must-win game, or at least one where I should not you know, not try and avoid the fight. So I also felt like trying to provoke a crisis in the game earlier might be okay for me since I have less time. I just didn't want to be in a situation where I get ground down. I mean, I didn't have the energy or the nerves at that point to play like a long game at all. So I just wanted to get a quick fight and see what happens. And it also felt to me that he would be shaky after the last game. He probably wouldn't expect anything particularly sharp in the opening, so I hoped that I could surprise him. But I mean, of course, it's extremely risky, especially considering that my position from the opening is objectively, I think, pretty dubious.
There's still chess left. Of course, you have one more match. So, you know, let's say we win and we go to the final. Who are we looking to face? Would you rather AbdussaTorov or Wesley So, as strong as they are right now?
I think it's far too early for that.
Okay.
I mean, the way that I'm playing, the way that Fabiano played me in game 3 especially, we wouldn't take anything for granted.
I mean, I think that's fair. What would you say your mindset then is? Because, I mean, game 1, you kind of got away with one, right? Fabi was 2 moves away from winning, and then even though maybe it was back and forth, games 2 and 3 go his way. What are you doing